presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Kansas City.
Royals baseball from the desert. We are 12 days away from opening day. And the Royals with another spring training tune-up this afternoon against the San Diego Padres. And we will see Salvador Perez return to the starting lineup for the first time since the World Baseball Classic. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre, and believe it or not, Hud, he's got his baseball, and he is fired up.
Rhino, there's only one thing missing. Absolutely, maybe a few things. Signatures, like those kids had down on the field. You see them, they had their baseballs, but they had a lot of Royals on there. But I do have an official Arizona ball where the ball really travels here in AZ. Hopefully, we see it fly out of the yard for us today.
And you're thinking that those kids are thrilled that they can get Salvy's autograph today, and he's not starting the year on the disabled list.
No, and I'll tell you, that's a big collective sigh of relief for Royals fans, and especially Ned Yost. Here it happened here. Francisco Rodriguez gave up the single. The awkward play as it was, Drew Butera. I mean, all he's got to do is go a little harder, and he's got himself a starting job. But he backed off, thankfully for us Royals fans. And those two guys are back together in camp. Salvy's looking good, and I can't wait to see it, but that was very dangerous.
Salvy will catch on Friday. He'll be the designated hitter today. And on the mound for the Royals today will be Nate Carnes. He found out 2 days ago that he's the fifth starter.
And why not? As advertised, he's had a great spring. He looks good. He's a big, strong, healthy young pitcher. And this is exactly what the Royals envisioned by trading Gerard Dyson. Carnes is a guy who's been working on a changeup. Let's see how it works this afternoon, but he's the guy.
So just 9 exhibition games to go, only 7 more here in Arizona. It's the Royals and the Padres. The lineups and the first pitch are coming up next.
Hey, Royals fans.
Hot spring training in Arizona, but today we have some cloud cover with temperatures in the mid 80s. And Nate Carnes, good fastball at the knees, facing Travis Jankowski. This is Karn's first start since learning a couple of days ago that he is the Royals' 5th starter. Ned Yost has not announced the order of the starters yet, other than Karn's being number 5.
Sure looks good. Dave Island likes what he's seen out of him the whole camp. Strong, got a good downward angle. Going to be a fastball dominant pitcher, but mainly fastball breaking ball, big curve. But you know, as a bullpen guy, if he's going to be in that starting rotation, he's got to have that third pitch, and he's been working on that changeup this spring, and it's going to be an excellent pitch. Dave Island says Karn just has to believe it. It'll just take some time, but he's getting more comfortable with it as he goes along.
More pressure today, Hud, knowing he's the 5th starter, or less pressure today knowing he's the 5th starter? If you had to guess. I'm
going to say for him, probably a little more pressure. He wants to go out and say, hey, you know what? All right, I'm going to show you why I made this rotation. It's a world championship Royals team. You know, he believes. So let's just hopefully his first few pitches here, he can just get ahead of hitters and finish them off. And then, then he'll get back into his slot. But I would say he's probably, the butterflies are a little larger today than they would be anytime else.
He was in competition with Chris Young and Travis Wood for that 5th spot. Chris Young was going to pitch today, has a little bit of a stiff neck, so they're going to push him back. There's the changeup. So he trusted the pitch right there, and that's how he gets his first out today.
Okay. Excellent job of getting ahead and then finishing off a hitter. This is just exactly the way Dave Island drew it up.
That'll bring up Eric Ibar, who is batting 2nd. And it looks like he will be the opening day shortstop for the Padres. Padres have about 3 regular players, maybe 4 in their lineup today. Jankowski, Ibar, Solarte, and Hedges. Eric Ibar is in camp as a minor league non-roster player.
Well, you know, he's a veteran player. There's no question about it. He's put his time in. He had some excellent years with the Angels, and he's coming off of a sports hernia procedure this off season, this winter. So it's kind of slowed him down some this spring, but probably won't get, you know, everyday reps, but he'll add to their offense a little bit there at the top of the order, move some runners, add some experience in the clubhouse.
Started the season last year with Atlanta, and the Braves had a very tough season, and then finished with Detroit. Used mostly as a utility infielder. Still alive, 1 ball, 2 strikes. You got to see the very beginning of his career, and he was something. That Angels team had all that speed.
He was an attack player, and another thing that helped him a lot, and he hung in the back pocket of future Hall of Famer Vladimir Guerrero. Vladdy, fellow Dominican, took him under his wing and showed him the ropes. So when you have a mentor like that to help you relax, he really had some great years as a young player because he was relaxed. Vladdy was saying, hey kid, you're the guy, step up, let's go, it's your turn. So it's a bonus for him to be mentored by Vladdy. Big Daddy Vladdy.
Karns gets a glove on it and gets the 2nd out.
Okay, there's able to feel his position, and talking with Dave Island before the game about him and his athleticism, he said he's a good athlete. He's not going to hurt himself out there defensively. He can feel his position, and they're going to work on his holding runners if anybody gets on today. Because Dave Island's really emphasizing these guys and how they hold in runners because they're getting close to the season now. They want to pay a little bit more attention to base runners. Island's going to be looking at more velocity now. Here we are in the last week and a half of spring training, 2 weeks. There, he's going to start looking at some things he doesn't look at early in the spring. Velocity is one of them, and the attention to base runners and to the finer detail is what he's watching for. Got a man there.
Paulo is there, so a good inning for Nathan Carnes. And it will be Paulo Orlando leading off for the Royals when we get to the bottom of the first.
This is not how fast.
Staff behind the screen, just outside of the Royals dugout. The Royals have been hitting home runs. You can take that for what it's worth here in Arizona, and yet the Royals believe like they will hit significantly more home runs this year. The Royals have hit 33 this spring. That's the third most in Arizona.
I mean, there's several guys that are capable of 20 home runs in that lineup.
This will take a while to get used to. Jared Weaver in a Padres uniform.
Okay, I was going to say it's going to take some time to get used to that haircut. He normally has his hair all the way in covering his name on his back of his jersey, but this guy is a gamer. He's a veteran, all kinds of leadership qualities. Maybe at the end of his career, velocity-wise, you're not going to see much, but he still knows how to pitch.
What a reception.
Be a good test for the Royals offense here. See if they can be patient, wait for something they can drive.
That fastball was 83 to Paulo Orlando. Back at 83, 2-0 on Paulo.
Can't beat it.
You've done a lot of games down here so far, Rhino.
It's been really hot.
And I've only done a couple.
Really hot.
To me, the velocity on the scoreboard here in Surprise is a little low. Now, I mean, Weaver's 80, okay, maybe 85, but I mean, to me, it's been low. Do you think it's accurate up there?
You know, it's hard to tell, only because, as you pointed out last half inning, you don't know what type of effort the pitchers are using in the early games. You know, are they at their normal velocity? Are they just getting their work in? That one was at 84.
That's what the board said. But you know what? It doesn't matter that much. But in the modern game today, that's a big thing. I know the pitchers would look out there. Even a veteran like Weaver would look up on the board and see how hard he was throwing. Ooh.
Well, if you had any hopes of doing commercials for a radar gun company here in Arizona, that's down the toilet.
Sorry. Now, most of the guns are on a little station back there and back at home plate, but it don't matter. It's if you can get guys out.
That nicked him. Weaver has been around forever, and yet he is still just 34 years old. Last year, his ERA was over 5. In his final year with the Angels, 31 starts. But look at that career record.
That's
57
impressive.
games above 500.
Now, records can be a little deceiving at times. It all depends on your offense. But when you are that much over 500 in a 500 game, that's saying something. He knows how to win. Padres gave him a 1-year deal. Said, hey, all right, let's see if you got anything left in the tank. Good for him.
1-0 on Mike Moustakas. Close. Brett Wallace is at first base for the Padres. Of course, their regular first baseman is Will Myers. Came up through the Royals minor league system. Austin Hedges, the Padres think before this season is over, he will be one of the best defensive catchers in the major leagues. That pitch came in at 81 miles an hour.
It's a great test for Moose here. See if he can wait on a slow offering and drive it to left field. Easy to get out in front of a pitch that's slow. But see if you can wait and drive one to left field. You know, the year that Moose really was driving the Royals bus from that number 2 slot, he had a great spring. He went to the opposite field. I believe that was in 15. Was that 15 in the spring of 15 or was that 14? I think it was 15. He wore out left field. And that's the importance of spring training, working on things. And he needs to have that same approach.
2-2.
He's trying to pull that.
Well, I think his first hit that year was a home run to the opposite field, wasn't it?
It was. And that's a huge sign. First hit of the year. I know, guys, you know, if you get up there and have a great start, there's a good chance that confidence is going to carry into that season, and it did for Moose. But it turned him into a totally different player, different hitter. He's trying to pull him.
77 miles an hour.
You gotta really wait.
And the Padres defensively, only a few regulars have made the trip over from Peoria. Weaver is not a big strikeout pitcher, so defense is important for him. One on, one out to Alex Gordon. I would think, Hud, that, you know, we talk about deception with a pitcher, and I don't know how much deception Weaver has, but, you know, he is 6'7", 210 pounds. The last thing in the world you're thinking of what's going to come out of his hand is a fastball at 83. I mean, he looks like he should be throwing it through that brick wall behind home plate.
You're right, but he does have some deception. He used that his entire career, even going back to Long Beach, back in his college days. He's got a crossfire delivery. That means to right-handed batters, he's starting that ball up behind your back. So it's very difficult to pick up. When he was a pitcher for the Angels and I was broadcasting for them, I talked Buddy Black into standing in, because Buddy Black was the pitching coach for Mike Scioscia. And I said, hey, Blackie, let me stand in on Weaver. Let me just see what it looks like, a right-hander. And the first pitch he let go, I bailed out of the box because it looked like he was going to throw it right at me. So it's got a lot of deception to his delivery, and he's used that. And you saw that great record he's got in his career.
Are you sure he wasn't throwing it at you?
No. There's a lot of guys that like to take a shot at me, especially, you know, they hit me in my mouth. But you know what, though? they were young players at the time, Rhino, and so they were just, you know, they had
Mr. Hudler.
They didn't know me yet. So.
Alex stayed back. He hit it hard, but he was in front. 2-2.
There's an advantage now that I'm in the booth to be able to step in that and step in there when they're throwing on the side out there, just to kind of see what a hitter's looking at. And I'll never forget the opportunity that Dave Island gave me last year to stand in for Yordano Ventura.
Oakland?
It was in Oakland.
Yep.
That day I'll never forget. Morning, you know, but before day game, and I saw that delivery, and he was so free and easy with his delivery, and that ball came out of his hand. I barely saw it. Ooh, good breaking ball.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Weaver after hitting Orlando with a pitch.
That's a great breaking ball there. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's not all on the radar gun And most pitchers all hit over 300. Now here's Salvi.
They were yelling his name as he was walking up to the plate. And what a relief. You said it when we came on the air today. What a relief to see him in the batter's box and not on the disabled list after that freak collision in the World Baseball Classic. And 25 pounds lighter, Salvador Perez.
When it happened, and I saw it on the replay, it didn't even think it was Salvi. I thought it was just a collision, but I could see it was Butera that was the runner. But he's lost all that weight, and that's the first time I saw him. I go, that's too bad that happened. Oh, that was Salvi? Then that's when it was like, oh no. I mean, health will be a key to every team every year, but you don't want to see a guy go down in the WBC. Thankfully, he's out, and he's looking good. I spent the whole morning with him. Watched him on the backfields. And I heard we're going to get the pleasure of talking with him later in the broadcast.
He's going to join us from the Royals dugout.
All right. Without Goldberg? How are we going to pull that off?
We'll get through it.
Okay.
Two and one. It's interesting the memory we will have from that World Baseball Classic is Salvi being helped off because he couldn't put pressure on his leg. But when it was all said and done, it was his left elbow which hurt him the most and the longest. That's what's kept him out until today. Hyperextended his left elbow. There were bodies lying all over the field after that play. Francisco Rodriguez, the pitcher, was lying on the ground because he hurt his groin.
Right, and I didn't know it until today when we showed that whole play again, that he tore his groin muscle on the pitch.
Now Salvi gets hit, and he had a nice pad on that left elbow. So a hit batter, 2 strikeouts, and another hit batter. And Salvi, of course, did everything humanly possible to get out of the way of that pitch.
He did. I remember when hitters just started to use those elbow pads, and you should have heard some of the pitchers come off the field into that dugout talking about those hitters that had a pad on their elbow. It was comical. And it didn't go over very well with pitchers, because now, in a sense, you're taking the inside part of the plate away from the pitcher. You're able to stand there just like Salvi did, and that didn't go over well with pitchers. Still doesn't, especially Weaver. That's a spring training, and Weaver's a very, very temperamental, emotional guy. But I guarantee you, he's going, really?
1-1 on Brandon Moss.
But remember some of the size of some of those pads?
Oh, yeah.
Barry Bonds started it. I think he did. Frank Thomas had one. Move on. And then it was the thick pad. I mean, Major League Baseball cracked down on that.
Two and one on Moss. 1 home run, 5 driven in for Moss here in Arizona in 36 at-bats.
I think
Mark
that guy,
McGuire, he had one.
He did. Big Mac had a big old guard on his elbow. So I knew pitchers then would say, hey, look, I don't care. I'm just going to drill you in the ribs. You don't have a pad in your ribs.
Oh, you want to get hit? Okay.
Exactly. I mean, that just offended pitchers. That a hitter's got to go up there with some protection.
Line fair. All the way down into the corner. Orlando scores. Salvi's held at third. Brandon Moss gives the Royals a 1-0 lead.
Wouldn't you know it, the way this inning's going for Jared Weaver. Struck out 2 and executed great pitches on Moustakas and Gordon, and hits a couple of batters on some inside pitches, and then Moss makes him pay. He's able to keep it fair right down that line. Little line hugger.
That's
Moss,
his 6th spring RBI.
he's fresh, Ryan. I like this guy, Moss. There's Paulo. Good job of hustling, as always. But Moss, he's got a big smile. He fits the Royals persona with the guys is happy and jovial, and he's a hitter. Good personality. Fits right in. And I talked to him. You happy to wear these colors? He goes, I'm thrilled to be a Royal. Talked about that game he had, that playoff game. 1-game playoff.
Now Chesler Cuthbert. And stopped by Hedges. That keeps Salvi at third base. Moss at second. Chesler, of course, was in the original mix at second base, and nobody has said he is out of the mix. But the Royals, with Eric Hosmer at the World Baseball Classic, have gotten a long look at him at first base, and now he's going to drive in 2 runs. So both the hit batters will come around to score, along with Brandon Moss, and the Royals have a 3-0 lead in the first inning.
Now that weight that he's trimmed up, he looks good. Well, the Royals are in fine condition. Of course, nowadays you come to camp, you're ready to go, and most of these guys are ready for the season to break. Maybe there might be a couple of pitchers, but there was another line hugger down that line. He's able to keep it fair. And Taxon Weaver here in the first.
In for a strike to Whit Merrifield, so everything is in pairs in this inning. 2 hit batters, 2 strikeouts, and 2 doubles. They are flying a little low today from Luke Air Force Base.
You better watch out. Somebody might hit one at him.
0-2 on Whit.
Talking with Whitley before the game today, how's your spring? It's good when I can relax. When I put pressure on myself, it's not so good. Well, how do you fix that? Because I do that.
Cuthbert is around third. Jankowski's throw is cut off, and the Royals have 4 in the first inning. And that was on an 0-2 pitch.
Confidence. Gotta have it. Now Weaver, we talked about the velocity. When you don't have velocity, you're missing the ability to miss bats with the swing and miss, the power. So he's got to be just about perfect with his location. And if he's not, hitter can get a good part of the bat on it.
Weaver hit Paulo Orlando, then he struck out Moustakas and Gordon, so he looked like he was on his way to a fairly easy inning. But then another hit batter, 2 doubles, a single, and now he's gone after 31 pitches. So not what
They're getting close to break the season. He might have 2 more starts before the bell rings. They're counting on him. So, look, so are the Royals' offensive players. They're trying to tune up their game. They're trying to stay up the middle on a guy who's soft tossing. It's a good test, as every single game is, when they get a chance to go out there and perform. So, like Dave Island's looking for certain things from pitchers this time of spring, so is Dale Swain with the hitters. He's starting to look for pitch selection, a little bit keener, staying inside the ball, using the large part of the field. This is a big part of the spring right now.
And it's been a long spring.
Oh.
I mean, you can put it any way you want it,
right.
But it's because of the World Baseball Classic, to compensate for the guys being away for the time they are, they add a week to it. It's been hot, even for Arizona.
They had like
get
7 days in a row with over 90.
Get the feeling the guys are just itching. I mean, whoever would have thought guys would be itching to get to Minnesota in early April and play outdoor baseball, but it's that time now where it's just in a player's nature, because you're constantly moving from city to city and from series to series, that they're ready to get the regular season going. Carlos Fisher will come on. Interesting, 31 pitches for Weaver as we're talking about the final tune-up before the regular season. I mean, that's a long first inning, but I wonder when Darren Balsey, the pitching coach, went out for the first visit, if Weaver said perhaps something was bothering him, because that's not really getting your work in this close to opening day.
No, and if there wasn't anything bothering him, sometimes in spring training they'll take the pitcher out to the bullpen and they'll let him throw about 20 more pitches. So I haven't seen him go down there, and typically he'll go down there while he's still hot and still warm. But you never know. He's a veteran guy. They want to kind of take care of him.
Well, 3 of the guys that were in the original competition for second base are in the lineup today, including Christian Colon, who is playing at shortstop. Alcides Escobar is back with the Royals following Venezuela being eliminated from the World Baseball Classic. Esky is supposed to play his first game on Friday.
That's good to see Esky.
On the ground to Ibar, and the long bottom of the first comes to an end. The Royals send 8 to the plate, and they score 4. Royals baseball on Fox Sports Kansas City is brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played goes back to Missouri schools, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. By the Surprise Recreation Campus, the tradition continues. And by Shelter Insurance, for your auto, home, and life. We're your shield, we're your shelter. Nate Carnes is pitching with a 4-0 lead. He had a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. And then Brandon Moss drove in a run, Chesler Cuthbert drove in 2, and Whit Merrifield drove in a run to support Carnes with 4 as he works to Jabari Blash, which is easily the best name in the Cactus League, Austin Hedges, and Corey Spangenberg.
They're all good names.
Jabari Blash.
How about it? So you asked me if Carnes would be nervous an inning ago, half an inning ago. And I said, yeah. Now, with a 4-run lead, no problem. He's in cruise control already. Got some pitches thrown out of the way. 13, 14.
And it's back into the crowd. Peter O'Brien, been a great story this spring. Homered in Scottsdale yesterday, his 7th, and it was a big boy home run. And right behind him, Jabari Blash.
Blash can mash. I mean, you could do so much with that name. That's beautiful.
Mash, bash, smash.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Let that one go, did Carnes. Dave Island wants him to stay on top of the ball, down through. There it is. Yeah, he has a nice short, compact swing.
Yeah, the reason I asked whether you thought he'd be more relaxed or feel a little more pressure is the assumption would be that the pressure's off. He is no longer competing in spring training for the 5th spot. It's his. Changeup. He has 2 strikeouts against the first 4 batters today, and both with that pitch he's been working on with Dave Island.
Pitch comes out of the same arm speed as his fastball. By holding it with the back 3 fingers, it has some tailing, running, sinking action. Dave Island told me he has really good stuff. All he has to do is trust it all and attack the strike zone. I said, okay. Oh.
Good backhand by Moustakis, and that takes care of Austin Hedges.
It's another thing Carnes is going to love is that defense behind him. Moose came and got it. Short hop pick. See how he came and got that? That's an excellent attack play. You want to be aggressive on a ball like that and catch it on the short hop instead of waiting back for that big hop. I watched Moose in the pregame drills today before they were doing PFP, pitcher fielding practice, and Moose was throwing off balance. He didn't show any sign of a gait, any kind of a limp at all. Totally healthy. Looking for a big season. The fact that Ned has so many Royals that are in walk years is what they say, that's good, because they're all going to want to have good seasons. That's good for the Royals. You want them right on top of their game. Not that they have years where they don't want to have good seasons, but, you know, it's a little pressure.
A little more on the line.
Hey, your mom or dad, or excuse me, I know Moose's mom passed, but you have sometimes relatives that are saying, hey, look, I need a new car. Come on.
3 strikeouts in 2 scoreless innings for Nathan Carnes. overcast, giving everyone a little break from the brutal Arizona sun. We had about a week straight of full sunshine and temperatures in the low to mid 90s. Great place to watch the ball game. Spread out a towel or a blanket out on the grass berm.
And not having to worry about getting sunburned.
Drew Butera was the only Royal not to bat in the bottom of the first inning. The Royals scored 4. Carlos Fisher came on for Weaver. Jared Weaver allowed all 4 runs. Fisher got the final out and stays on for the second. 1-1.
You know, I was trying to joke with Drew today. First time I've seen him. Very friendly guy. Good guy. You know, talks. You know, Drew, all you had to do was go a little harder and you had yourself a starting job. You know, and
what do you think about that?
He knew I was just poking fun at him, but he kind of looked at me and went, I wanted to get back into Kansas City safely. I'm so glad that he wasn't hurt. Seriously. But he knew I was just having fun with him.
He had a good World Baseball Classic. A couple of home runs for Team Italy.
He earned it. He worked hard last year. Remember how many times we watched him run in from that bullpen? He knew right where Salvi's spot was in that lineup. Whenever he made the last out, he would hustle in from the bullpen at the K. He works. You have to work if you're going to be an extra player. You're not an everyday guy. You got to work, and he earned himself a 2-year deal. Gave it to him. He earned it. So that's the kind of respect that you get when you have work habits like that.
Got under it. Jankowski is out in center field for the Padres. 1 out. Carlos Fisher was at AAA Round Rock last year. Spent a little bit of time in the big leagues with the Cincinnati Reds in 2009, 2010, and 2011. Paulo had a 3-2 count in the first inning and then was hit by a Jared Weaver pitch and scored the first run. Paulo does not agree with home plate umpire Charlie Ramos. Still 0-2.
Paulo, new father for the second time, said he's got a little 8-pound baby boy. I yelled as I was watching the dugout, watching him take batting practice. Paulo, congratulations, I yelled at him. How big was he? He says 8 pounds. He's 21 inches. And I said, well, where's Mom? Where are they? They're in Kansas City. I need my rest. I'm down here having fun. It's a lot of work, you know.
A nice grab. Well done.
Had it all the way.
Powder blue Royals t-shirt on.
Good thing he has glasses on. Just because it's overcast doesn't mean those glasses don't come in handy. Gotta have them.
Paulo hit over 300 last year, and into the middle of August he was still hitting 330, and I feel like that's his ability to use the big part of the ballpark. And with all of his foul balls being down 0-2, you can tell he's still thinking up the middle, right side. Slider got him. First strikeout for Carlos Fisher. There are 2 down.
Yeah, Paulo was impressive last season, and he's looking to be impressive again this year. Turn the page over. Just keep the same mechanics.
Padres overshift to the right. And they leave Ibar, the shortstop, on the left side. And Mike Moustakas launches it to center field. And onto the grass. Nice catch out there. That is his 4th spring home run.
Whoa, you could tell by the sound. I was looking at my scorecard and I heard that. I looked up immediately and saw that ball was in flight. Now that was no Arizona homer. That's gone in any park in America.
34th home run for the Royals, and now a home run in 14 straight games.
Nice and easy. Look at this play. Look at that. No problem. Barefoot in the grass. That's got to feel good out there, huh, Rhino? Day like today, cool. That grass on your toes like that. Catching a moose ball. Yeah, I don't think the home runs we're seeing in the spring are a fluke for the Royals this year. We've been talking about how different their offense is going to be.
Alex just out in front. Jankowski will bring it down. Mike Moustakas homers. The Royals lead is 5-0, and we're going to get a chance to chat with Salvi, we hope, when we come back. Nothing Royals as we head to the 3rd inning, and as promised, Salvador Perez is going to join us. And Hud, you were very happy that Salvi joined us without a hat on so we could see his hair.
It's the greatest haircut on the team this year, Salvi. You got to explain that, please.
That happened after the season last year. My mom did it, so
okay.
Everything my mom told me, I got to do it.
Okay, now turn your head sideways so we can see the racing stripes. Okay, now there's four stripes, and what do those stand for?
For 4 gold gloves I have, loco.
4 gold gloves.
Wow, that.
So you take pride in...
I was going to get 10. It's going to be all over my head.
Way to go, buddy. Hey, we're very happy to see you smiling, Salvi. But were you ever concerned when your buddy Drew Butera blocked you? Was there any concern at that moment you were hurt?
I feel so hot, so bad after everything happened, you know. We got one now, by the way, and he was coming to me. I think he tried to stop. I think if he slide, I don't get hurt. So he tried to stop, and my spine stick in the door, and I feel something in my knee.
Okay, what about the elbow? They said you hurt your elbow.
I hurt my elbow too in the play, and I feel that after the next 2 days. After I get hit my knee, I feel something in my elbow. So now I'm good. I'm ready to go and happy to be back.
Man, what a relief. Kansas City.
That was a nice game too. You guys see it? You guys
really
watch
good
the
game. That was a crazy play too, right? I mean, you're probably not expecting a throw from the pitcher.
You know
right?
what play they remind me? The Derek Jeter. You guys remember when Derek Jeter played off in Oakland?
That's right. The Derek Jeter
What
play.
is he doing over there?
Yeah.
I remember that. So
he just got to the ball somehow and was in the right place.
Anything to win the game, guys.
Salvi, right. I don't remember, Salvi, anybody saying or hinting as Carnes gets another strikeout. I don't remember anyone, even you, saying you wanted to lose any weight. Why did you decide to drop 25 pounds this offseason? You look great.
Yeah, I feel a couple pounds, guys. I'm trying to eat a little better. A lot of workout went horse. I worked out last season in Miami when horse. My body horse, he took care of me a lot. So, and I feel better, so that's a good thing.
Who's stronger, you or Haas?
Honest to you guys, Haas.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you pull for him? Are you going to pull for him tonight?
I have to, man. He's my brother.
0-2 the count on the pitcher, Carlos Fisher. I don't know how much more time we have with you here, Salvi, but what do you think of Nathan Carnes today?
Pretty good. I'm watching all the game. He keep the ball down, They say keep that pitch down. And when you come like that, it's going to be a great day for the team.
Salvia, you were catching Hamels today in the bullpen. And I heard you guys exchanged. I heard when he threw a slider, he said, "That's the one you hit."
Yeah. That was a funny story, man.
Okay, and I knew because I was at that game what he was talking about, and you got the game-winning hit off
He's got to go hit right now.
Hey,
Salvi, come back and talk to us.
Yeah, call me back later.
Okay, hit a home run.
Okay.
Hit a home run and come back and talk to us.
Call me later, guys. I love you, brother.
Okay. Hasta luego.
Thanks, Salvi.
Yeah.
Scored 4 in the first, 1 in the second. Salvador Perez is coming up. We remind you to celebrate opening day and show the neighbors you're raised royal by flying your very own flag designed specifically for Greater Kansas City Day supporters. Limited edition flags are available for a $10 donation to Royals charities. You can purchase online at royals.com/flag or at an area price chopper from April 7th through the 10th. And he's going to hit a home run, right?
I asked him to. Now, it's easy to ask, but much harder to do.
One ball, one strike. Salvi back in the lineup for the first time since that collision in the World Baseball Classic. He was hit by a pitch, just kind of nicked his elbow in the first inning, and then scored on a double by Chesler Cuthbert. Breaking ball from Carlos Fisher makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Fisher don't want to throw him anything straight, I can tell you that. Well, 1 and 2, I bet he goes back with another slider.
spoils a fastball away.
Okay, with the heater. Interesting. Salvi worked out with Haas. You know, he has a place in Kansas City now, Salvi. And these world champion players now are superstars, and it is evident by fans that pack the backfields.
Crack bat, and Ivar throws him out. Christian Colon worked out with Alex Gordon this offseason.
Like to see that. Guys training together. They're a tight bunch. We know that.
Brandon Moss doubled in one of the 4 runs in the first inning and scored on Cuthbert's double. Moss drove in a run, Cuthbert 2, Merrifield drove in a run, and then Mike Moustakas homered in the second inning. Breaking ball bends in for a strike. So getting back to your conversation with Salvi catching Jason Hamill in the bullpen today, Hamill threw him a slider and said, "That's the one that you hit."
He goes, "That's the one you hit." Salvi goes, "Ha ha, that's right." And then I got to meet Hamill after his side session. Introduced myself to him, and I said, "How far outside was that pitch you threw him? That breaking ball, a slider?" He says, "It wasn't a foot outside; it was 2 feet outside." And Salvi, with a little booty knock, just threw his backside out there and hooked that ball right by Donaldson. I mean, if it's an inch closer to Donaldson, he gloves it and throws him out. I mean, that was the magic of baseball in that wild card game. And you know, I salute Bud Selig for giving us a wild card. That was fun. Now there's 2 wild cards. It gives cities more life at the end of seasons. You know, it's really been a good thing.
Moss is down on strikes. You know, and the fascinating thing when you really talk about what happened with that final wild card play, and we'll always remember Salvi's hit against Jason Hamill. Now they're teammates, and it looks like we might have another pitching change here. So we'll continue that conversation when we come back. The Royals have a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Christian Bethancourt is in. Bethancourt going to try and be a 2-way player this year. He is a catcher who can also play the outfield. Going to try and be the first player that anyone can think of to be a catcher and a pitcher in the same season. But just to finish the thought about the Salvador Perez hit against Hamill, and I remember the next year going up to Josh Donaldson, who was then with the Blue Jays, and said, you know, what do you remember about that? And he said, man, I agonized over that for the first 2 months of the offseason. I thought, why? I mean, it was a diving. I mean, it would have been an incredible play. Well, he had a left fielder and a shortstop, who I'll remain nameless, you can look it up in the box score, who had very weak arms. So he tried to position himself in the best place to help out his shortstop and to block the hole on the left side to help out a left fielder who doesn't throw well. Well,
he took himself out of what might have been a ground ball to third, or maybe a play that he could have made. Well, I never considered that, but he hung that on himself, trying to do the right thing to compensate for two teammates with weak arms. 2-0 on Chesler. He doubled up the left field line in the first inning, driving in Perez and Moss, and then he scored on a base hit by Whit Merrifield.
Yep. Truly is a game of inches, but you know, when you move one step or to the other, you're hoping it's the right move. But it wasn't for them, but it was for us.
Bethancourt, when he pitched last year, fastball average 93. Got up to 96. 3 balls, 1 strike. That is by far the highest velocity for any non-pitcher going back to 2008. Chopped to short, and Ibar gets Cuthbert. So Fisher and Bethancourt get the Royals in order in the bottom of the third. Nathan Carnes has retired the first 9 Padres today.
But I told
Five 5-0 Royals. Offensively, the Royals 5-run, 4 hits, 3 extra base hits, including a home run from Mike Moustakas, and Nathan Carnes with 5 strikeouts and 3 perfect innings.
Yeah, you know, Dave Ireland said he's going to work on that changeup all the way up to the season, and then he'll be able to mix all 3 pitches. But the strikeouts have all come mainly on his changeup, which is a great sign to see. And to finish off that last strikeout with a power fastball upstairs. Nice to see, as advertised, what Dave said he can do. He's got powerful stuff. He just needs to trust it and attack that strike zone with it with all 3 pitches, and he's going to be a great pitcher for us. Not a good pitcher. He's going to be a great pitcher for us. That's what he said.
Travis Jankowski struck out on that changeup to begin the game. Carnes came up through the Washington Nationals organization, and one year was their minor league pitcher of the year. Traded to Tampa Bay, traded to Seattle, traded to the Royals. 2-1.
Well, you might wonder why he didn't stick with one particular team. But you know, in baseball, when you're a big guy like he is physically and have a power fastball, that's a commodity. There's teams that want you. So they're going to dangle you and see what they can get sometimes for you.
That's the Padres' first hit and their first base runner. And it was a deal that the Mariners, we hear, did not want to make. Mariners really wanted Gerard Dyson. And the Royals said, all right, we like Nathan Carnes. Can't have Nathan Carnes. We think Nathan Carnes is going to develop into a really good American League starter. The Royals said, okay, no deal. A little time goes by, phone rings, all of a sudden they're willing to deal Nathan Carnes because they want Dyson that badly. So this was the player the Royals identified immediately with the Mariners if they were going to part ways with Gerard Dyson.
And you know what? That's a good deal for both teams. The Mariners got him a speedy outfielder, and the Royals were needing a starting pitcher.
Jankowski runs, and Ibar fouls it away.
This was before, of course, the tragic loss of Ventura. First time I've had a chance to talk to Dave Island today, one-on-one, no one else around, about Ventura, ace. What's it been like, Dave? He goes, it's been terrible every day. I mean, I think about him all the time. We miss him in the worst way. I forget how much life he brought, and he was the guy that we would laugh at. You know, he had some funny one-liners. Guys would get on him. They would all laugh at him at times. You know, that's the way baseball is. But he said it's the little things that you miss, the ace, and of course we're all going to miss what he does on the field out there. Dave said it's a painful loss that he'll never get over. He said never.
And he really had some very touching and powerful words. Dave is a man of very few words. He has a way of using few words but making his point. But boy, did he pour his heart during the celebration of life for Giordano right before Fan Fest.
And you know, he's been blessed with two beautiful daughters, but he didn't have a son, and he called him a son. He was my son.
Cuthbert goes up to get it, throws a strike to second, and that is a double play, and Cuthbert goes into the splits to help complete the double play.
Heck, forget about the nice hops on the jump and the strong throw. I think it was the splits that impressed me the most. Check this out. Look at the hops. Look at that. He fires it sidearm. And watch this. Wow. Hey, not surprised if he's not been in the yoga room. Rhino, I was going to say Fizz. Rhino, way to go. This guy is showing his versatility right now.
Well, you and Fizz can invite him out for some yoga.
We will. I think we will.
And then you can tell me all about it when it's over.
That's impressive play by Chesler.
So Carnes is reminded for the second time today of the Royals defense. Moustakas made a nice play on a ground ball from Hedges in the second inning, and now this double play. Good fastball at the knees. 1-1. Ned Yost explained in talking about why Cuthbert has looked so good at first base that the corner spots, the nuances are similar, more so than when you're playing in the middle of the infield. There's a base hit into right center field for Solarte. So a couple of singles against Carnes in the fourth inning. And now Jabari Blash struck out on a changeup in the second inning. Padres last year finished in last place in the National League West, 24 games out. And every team wants to start strong. They want to start fast. And it's 162 games, but how about starting the season losing 15-0 to begin the year? That was against the Dodgers. They were shut out in their first 3 games of the year and 5 of their first 10 games.
There's some humble pie right out of the gate.
That'll take a while to recover from.
Ouch. Well, Ned Yost said Nathan Carnes is his 5th starter. He might be an ace for the Padres.
He has struck out 6. Got a nice defensive play. Started and finished by Cheslor Cuthbert.
He's got skills. Beautiful.
In his first Arizona start since being named the 5th starter, has given up 2 singles in 4 innings, and he has struck out 6. Had a little chat with Dave Island just a moment ago, and now cooling off and getting ready for the top of the 5th inning. Meanwhile, on offense, the Royals have come up with 5 runs, 4 hits, 3 extra base hits. And Whit Merrifield will lead off. He drove in a run in the Royals' 4-run first inning with a single. And you were talking about Hud, Whit wanting to relax more at the plate. And on an 0-2 pitch, single to center field, driving in a run.
And that's one thing that's going to help him relax more. But I said, really, what else is it? He says, I'm quieting my body down. And I'll break that down for you. That means not jumping at the plate, being real quiet with your mannerisms, with your front step, stepping towards the plate, and being under control, being quiet. And lots of times when you're quiet and your hands are relaxed and your head's in a good position, everything seems to react quicker and better. You don't seem so tense and tight. I remember a huge difference. And, you played Division I baseball. It's like AA ball. I mean, heck, you were hitting up there, you had to keep those hands nice and loose.
Whit is 1 for 2 today. Spangenberg throws him out. Well, it's a different spring training for Whit. In the 2 previous spring trainings, he was very impressive. Last year, Ned Yost said one of the most difficult things he had to do was go north without Whit Merrifield. He was one of the best Royals, period, in spring training. Well, now Whit is very much on the radar and not just trying to impress the staff this year, trying to win a starting job at second base.
Yep. All you can do is go out and just perform the best that you can without putting any undue pressure on you. And there's another one for Colon. Now the thing that's different with Merrifield and Colon and Cuthbert is Merrifield has options. That means they can send him down and not lose him. But Cuthbert and Colon, they don't have any options left, and that means that if they don't make the 25-man roster, another team can pick them up.
Spangenberg
Nice play.
That's an impressive play there. And, you know, this young man here, he's got a chance to make this team as a starting third baseman. Now, he's got some utility in him. You know, he's got good speed, good hands. But, you know, you make a play like that, manager, you know, you make 2 or 3 of those in a 3 or 4 game period of time, and then throw in a hit or a homer, you might win you a job. And Padres are rebuilding. Now, you know, the Padres starting pitchers, you know, Clayton Richards, a lefty, you know, Weaver, Jolie Sachin is a right-hander, Luis Perdomo, he's a young guy that has some high upside. They also have Trevor Cahill, a few guys, but to me, those guys are like 4 and 5 starters. They don't really have a guy, you know, a young stud that's coming on. Hey, look, that we're going to use, and he's
Danny Duffy,
right?
That type.
So if they're rebuilding, it's going to take them a few more years to find the pieces they need to contend in that National League West.
Butera fly to center field in the second inning. 2-2. So, with that in mind, Hud, that's why you kind of think outside the box and you take a backup catcher and see if he can pitch, like Christian Bethancourt, who has a heck of an arm.
Yeah,
no one's arguing that. That's foul.
I mean, but to do something that's never been done in 150 years of our grand game, that's impressive.
Who would be the last two-way guy? Brooks Kieschnick, remember him? He was a first baseman type. I think it was with the Brewers. May have even been with Ned Yost. But that was the last guy I can remember. Drew Butera, for instance, he's pitched some games, but that's an emergency appearance. Games out of hand, you don't want to use any more relievers.
Right.
But Brooks Kieschnick would be used on a semi-regular basis. And that's what Andy Green might be doing with Christian Bethancourt.
No, but Bethancourt's legit. He's got 90 plus. And, you know, you can use him in a backup catchers you're not using all that often, so he's not going to have to go to work back there right away. So it can save a roster spot. Carry somebody else.
Still 3-2. He had not pitched, Bethancourt, when they put him on the mound last year, since he was 12. So this is not a guy who's been working on pitching for 3 or 4 years. That's a smash to deep center field and off the top of the wall. Butera continues to swing the bat well this spring with the Royals in Team Italy, and he's at second base with 2 down.
That felt good. He was sitting all over that fastball and got it. Short, compact, really dropped the head of that barrel on there nicely. Got some backspin. No chance for the center fielder. That ball hit midway up the wall. Clean double. Salvi, I guess, will get a start on Friday. Is that what Ned's saying?
Catch 5 or 6 innings.
There's really no hurry. These guys are all ready to go. Hey.
Now Bethancourt balked as he was getting into the set position. I think I heard 3 different umpires yell balk.
That's some kind of alarm system. It startled me a little. They started yelling it.
0-1 on Paulo. With that double from Butera, the Royals now, 4 of their 5 hits have been extra base hits. 3 doubles and a home run.
Hit hard on the ground, but right to Solarte. And that'll do it for the Royals in the bottom of the fourth. Drew Butera is stranded at third. Nathan Carnes back to the hill. He's pitched 4 scoreless innings with 6 strikeouts. Nothing Royals. If you're looking for a Royal value, try Family Fun Day Sundays at Kauffman Stadium, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Before the game, enjoy face painters and kids activities at the Outfield Experience, plus player autographs at Signature Sundays on top of the dugout. After the game, kids 14 and under can run the bases on the field like a big leaguer in the fun run. Get your tickets at Royals.com/Sunday. Well, I asked Hud in the first inning if he thought Nathan Carnes would feel a little more pressure or a little less pressure, knowing he's the 5th starter. And we'll have to ask him how he felt, but at least on the outside, it looks like he's feeling very little pressure with 6 strikeouts, and he's only given up 2 singles in his first 4 innings. And now he's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes against Austin Hedges, who grounded out to third in the second inning. 4 innings, 2 hits, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. And a 3-pitch strikeout against Hedges. And that looked like his changeup again.
Well, that pitch, he's staying on top of it, Rhino, and it's really got some downward movement, some sinking action towards the right hand or into him. I mean, he's locating. He's not missing up. If it's up, it can be hit. He's finishing it. He's staying in back of it, on top of it, just like Dave wants him to.
Did he describe, talking about Dave Island, did he describe it as a power changeup? Because typically a changeup is what, 10, maybe 12 miles an hour off the fastball?
You know what? He pitched a couple of weeks ago for one of our games there on Fox Sports Kansas City, and I want to think that he used that word, power change.
Because I've seen some 85s and 86 and 87s with that pitch today.
Let's see.
Throws another one there. That one was 82. So he's got a good feel for that pitch today, and he's throwing it a lot. Corey Spangenberg struck out on that changeup in the second inning. Two and two.
Dave's exact words today to me were really good stuff. Trust it all. Attack the strike zone.
The left center field, Moss cuts it off. Spangenberg is into second base with the Padres' first extra base hit. Continue.
The changeup has been a priority coming into spring training from Dave Island on Carnes. Gonna be a plus pitch. This guy can be a great addition to our rotation. And I'm hoping, you know, we got a few more games left before the regular season starts, and we can talk to Dave about all of us guys. Different bullpen this year. It's not the exact same bullpen that Royals fans have been used to over the last few seasons. But they have some complementary pieces. A lot of lefties right now. Maybe one too many lefties.
Runner going to third. Good throw. And an athletic play by Mike Moustakas to tag out Spangenberg. He had to make that tag on the move.
Well, we all know Moose is a fine athlete. Watch him. Now he's able to get to the base and put the tag on in time and get his feet out of there so he doesn't get cleated. No replay needed. Although if you watch that World Baseball Classic game last night between USA and Japan, they had a replay every other pitch. It was unbelievable how many plays were contested in such a short period of time. And it was an uncharacteristic bad defense by the Japanese that lost it for them. Because they're a fundamentally sound ball club. They don't kick the ball around. Of course, it was wet. Did you see it raining out there?
That's what I wondered. Did that ball come up on him because of the
that's 3 outs, Drew.
Wet grass. So make it 5 scoreless innings and 8 strikeouts for Nathan Carnes. Day for the Royals so far, a 5-0 lead, and Nathan Carnes has pitched 5 scoreless innings with 8 strikeouts.
Woo. That's the way to do it. Right in front of the people in Kansas City, watching today's game on Fox Sports Kansas City. Glad you're watching. Great day.
Brandon Maurer is the new Padres pitcher, and Mike Moustakas fouls it away. Hit hard by Moustakas again. He has a home run to center field today, and he hits it into the overshift. 1 away.
Nathan Carnes, let's check him out, folks. Look at that. Power fastball, four-seamer. Excellent changeup. He's got also a nice little curveball that he'll feature. But the fact that he's been working on that changeup, fastball combination is enough to get through these hitters here this spring. And we're hoping for better things. And as the season rolls on, look for him in that 5th spot. Nice for Ned to go ahead and make that announcement. But, save the suspense for the last week of the season, because it's important to let these guys know their roles. Sooner the better. Now the 5th spot, a spot on the pin, second base job, be on pins and needles for that one. We'll have to wait and see. They'll make that announcement when they're ready.
And those things have a way of working themselves out the last week or so of spring training. Alex is 0 for 2. Down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. He has struck out and flied out to center field. You mentioned the bullpen. It's going to look a little different. Not just the names, but probably the way Ned Yost uses the bullpen. I mean, if he had a healthy bullpen last year, certain guys beginning in the 6th inning just had their innings. Beginning with Luke Hochevar, or I'm talking last 2 years. When Hochevar was ready to go, you could extend it out to the 6th inning. And then any combination of Holland, Herrera, Davis. 3-2 on Alex. So you might have to mix and match a little more in those later innings than he has in years past. And the Royals believe, getting back to the Nathan Carnes, that this is the strongest starting rotation they've had during this run. Changeup strikes out Alex, 2 down.
And they're deep. They're deeper. They've got some veteran guys that they have now. We'll see what happens when the camp breaks. But some of these guys are signed to minor league contracts, so they'll be able to keep them by they're going down to the minors. But bullpen's going to be different, that's for sure. Ned's really counting on Joaquin Soria. Told me today he's hoping that Jack can have a bounce back here.
1-1 on Salvi. He was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning, scored a run, and grounded out to short in the 3rd. We just saw Kelvin Herrera out in the Royals bullpen. He is scheduled to pitch today. Travis Wood also on the list. Mike Minor. The way Carnes is going right now, there aren't many innings left.
Oh. Getting right through them.
Spangenberg charges to get the big hop. And Brandon Maurer gets the Royals in order. 2 ground balls and a strikeout. Nothing Royals. 5 scoreless innings for Nathan Carnes. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game, spring training games, and the World Baseball Classic. Championship game is tonight, all live. Enjoy the best picture quality ever and connected device enhancements. MLB.TV for details. And a strike from Carnes to Alan Cordoba. Oh, and 2.
Carnes looks like he's pretty serious.
I mean, this looks like his first regular season start.
I tell you though, that 4 runs first inning his teammates got him, that helped a lot. He settled in and started executing his pitches.
.6'3", 225 pounds. Nathan Carnes is 29. No swing.
Check out our new media guy.
Very nice, huh?
I like it. Shot of the fountains and the K. You know, when a team signs a lot of free agents late, like, you know, in February, I mean, you know, they ooh, look at that. He painted. Yeah, I know. But you got to go. Carnes racking up the punch-outs. Look at that inside heater. Drew made it look nice. So when it comes to the team making the media guide, you know, you add these late players like that, those are important players and they want to have them in the media guide. So if you make out your media guide in January, you're missing 3 or 4 of your players. Well, that's why they just come out and at this time here, a few weeks before opening day.
One ball, one strike. We've been talking about Carnes' changeup all day, but he also has very good command of his fastball. Luis Torrens is batting for Brandon Maurer, the pitcher. 2-1. I mean, he's just nailing Butera's target down and away with a fastball all day. Cologne charges, gets a nice hop. 2 down. Carnes is only at 66 pitches.
Dave told me today he's expecting 80 plus. There may not be any innings for anybody else. Just like you said.
And now Travis Jankowski, and he gets it through the left side. Jankowski is 2 out of 3. Maybe the most notable item of Nathan Carnes' big league career is something he did at the plate. Coming up in the Nationals organization, he made his big league debut with Washington in 2015. His first major league hit was a home run. So he can swing the bat a little bit. Travis Wood, we hear, can really swing the bat. Hit it against Aaron Nola. It was a 1-0 game. And so Carnes is pitching. Hits a home run, the only run of the game. It's only the 6th time in history that a pitcher hit a home run, accounting for the only run in a 1-0 game. Let me correct myself. Carnes was with Tampa Bay at that point. So it was an interleague game. So it was the 6th time in history an American League pitcher accounted for the only run of the game. First big league hit, Nathan Carnes, a home run.
And it stood. Can't tell you how many times, of course, I didn't hit many homers, but whenever I did, you're out there on defense saying, man, I hope we hold it right there, because I want my home run to make the difference. But 1-0? That's impressive. I got to talk to him about that. But you know what? I heard we're going to get a chance to talk to him whenever he's done pitching. Maybe after the game, he may go complete game here. But I doubt it. It was Wood. But he hasn't been able to do what the only guy in Major League Baseball history has done, like his pitching coach, Dave Island. Give up a home run to your first Major League hitter, and in your first Major League at-bat hit a homer. That man right there, Dave Island, owns that. The only guy in Major League history to do that. It's one of the reasons I call him Super Dave.
The home run he allowed was to Paul Molitor. No shame in that.
Hall of Famer.
In '88. And then he hit the home run off Bobby Ojeda in '92.
Pretty good pitcher.
6 scoreless innings, 9 strikeouts for Nathan Carnes.
Wow, way to go, Nate. You're great.
Travis Wood is still warming up, so that's probably going to be it for Nathan Carnes. And what a day. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 9 strikeouts.
Dave Island saying, hey, look, you know, we won't get to the 80 pitches because we got to get some other guys some work. So, man, you've shown us enough. Way to go.
That makes it official with the handshakes. Get your hands on an exclusive Eric Hosmer bobblehead when you jump on board with a full half or quarter season ticket package. This one-of-a-kind bobblehead commemorates his MVP at last year's All-Star game in San Diego. This is just one of many benefits of being a Royals season ticket member, where you also get huge savings off single game prices. 1-800-6-ROYALS option 2 or email seasonsales@royals.com. Ryan Buchter is the 5th Padres pitcher today. He'll get at least one left-hand batter, and Brandon Moss. Royals scored 4 of the 5 runs in the first inning against Jared Weaver. 1-1 on Moss. He drove in one of those 4 runs with a double and then scored. He is 1 for 2. One ball, 2 strikes.
One away. That'll bring up Chesler Cuthbert. He's had a full day's work already. He has driven in 2 runs. He has scored a run and is responsible for the best defensive play so far. And that's launched to left field. And he's driven in another run. Chesler Cuthbert. Another home run for the Royals this spring. They've hit 2 today, and the lead is 6-0.
Yeah, on contact, that looked like that could be a fly ball to the warning track. And as I watched their left fielder go back to the wall, he was looking way out of here. That's a nice Arizona homer there.
Only the Brewers have more home runs in the Cactus League than the Royals.
All right. Fastball right there. Good easy stroke.
First home run for Chesler.
You know, Chesler Cuthbert had 475 ABs last year. And that's more than just an average share of the season. Anything over 300 ABs is good. You get that many, close to 500, hit 274. He held his own. 28 doubles, 12 homers. Cuthbert's got 15 homers in him. Now, you know, when it comes to Chesler, he doesn't quite have the range maybe at second base that the other guys have. But if they can't re-sign Moustakas, Cuthbert's your third baseman in the future. He's your future guy. So, you know, they can't, he's not going anywhere. Can't get rid of him. This guy has 20 home run potential if he plays every day. And that's, you know, 20, 25 homers for a third baseman. It's going to work. It'll be okay for our team. He works hard. He's a Royals player. They're not going to move him.
Showed also he's very capable on defense.
Oh, the defense was the most impressive thing for him. Because we were used to stellar defense from Mike Moustakas. Okay, Moose, I believe, has a Gold Glove future in his. If it, you know, it just depends. I think Moose has gold in it. But Cuthbert went to his left, to his right. He came in. He showed a brilliant, strong arm. He showed you everything you want to see from a third baseman.
One on, one out, and ball one on Christian Colon, who was grounded out twice.
Hey, now.
Yeah. You know, when you're talking about Cuthbert, it's something we've brought up quite a bit. The takeaway from last year, maybe a silver lining. Chesler Cuthbert is now no longer a mystery at the major league level. Whit Merrifield is not a mystery at the major league level. Look at that jump by Merrifield. So he made it pretty close. That was a heck of a jump.
Yep, he went on the first movement. Lefty picked up his leg, and he slid to the outside part of that bag. That's perfect.
Paulo Orlando, not a mystery at the major league level. Royals found out what they had in Matt Strahm last year because of injury and an opportunity. So they have a better idea of the true depth of their roster. Royals have been remarkably healthy before last year, so there were good players in the farm system, but it was more about projections. You know, we think Chesler's going to be a good player in the big leagues. We think Whit Merrifield can compete up here. We think Paulo Orlando has a chance to be, if not a starter, a good fourth outfielder. Well, last year they got to all those guys got a pretty large sample size of at-bats.
Totally agree with you. My question to you is who's going to surface this year?
Well, the answer to that question is you hope nobody, because that would mean that somebody got hurt or underperformed here. But I tell you, the name, a player who has put himself back on the radar is somebody we talked about quite a bit 2, 3, 4 years ago, and for whatever reason, not much the last 2 years. Jorge Bonifacio. I mean, he looked like a big leaguer this year in camp and played like it.
That was the one guy I was going to say. If there's something out there in the outfield that goes wrong, Ned said he wouldn't hesitate to call him. Really, his stride foot, his hitting mechanics are flawless. He's got great hands. And a couple of springs ago, when I heard about him, he didn't look like a big leaguer to me then. But these kids mature so much, so quick now. I mean, he's probably 22. I mean, he's not that old, but he looked like a big leaguer this spring. I totally agree with you. Another guy who looked, he's 23 years old, Jorge Bonifacio. Other guy who looked good to me was Bubba Starling. Bubba looked more confident.
A lot more loose at the plate.
More confident. He eliminated his big high leg kick, too. Let's just keep your feet on the ground and trust your hands. Been some infielders that are impressive.
Ryan O'Hearn.
Yep.
Just sent down to minor league camp yesterday, but he had some really good swings. Spent a lot of time with Eric Hosmer before Hosmer took off for the World Baseball Classic, working on his defense at first base, but he had that sound off his bat.
Of course, you know, Pete O'Brien, I don't know if he's this year's wave of players that we might see, but he's been opening some eyes with his power.
Second walk allowed by Buchter, and now 2 on, 2 out. Top of the order coming up. MLB.com ranking the Royals' top 10 prospects. Hunter Dozier, another guy, came up to the big leagues last year.
Forgot about Hunter.
Learned how to play the outfield. Bonifacio, Strom, Miguel Almonte, Kyle Zimmer. The Royals continue to have faith in him, and maybe that surgery he had last year to correct thoracic outlet syndrome, maybe that'll get him going. Jake Junis, Josh Stamont, saw them in big league camp pitching this year.
I didn't get a chance to see him. Stamont, see the kid that throws 100? Like it. But your first comment was the key. Hope we don't see him, because if we don't see him, that means that we might see him in September for extra help when the rosters expand. But we don't want to see those guys before July 21st, or after that anyway, or 31st, the trade deadline. Hoping to get out of the gate quick. That's what Ned's hoping for. Get some early wins. Any manager hopes for that. But you talked about the Padres. Ouch. Lost 15-zip their first game of the season, and then they never recovered.
Shut out in their first 3 games.
Never saw 500. Oh, that's tough here.
Paulo 0 for 2. He has scored a run. Merrifield at second base. Buteras at first.
You know, I was watching Jason Hamill through his side session today, and Ned came walking up later, and I looked at Ned and I go, Ned, man, he got a nice two-seamer, a nice, really hard bite two-seamer. And he goes, save it, Hud. I've been here for 7 weeks. I seen it. You know, I'm excited. It's just the first time I've seen some of these guys, so I can't help it. And Ned, he shot me down right away.
Still 0-2.
But you know, you're right. These guys have been here a long time. This is a long spring training. Last thing they want is some guy coming bouncing in going, hey guys, how you doing?
How are things going? How does the team look?
He looks good. Who's going to be your second baseman? Who's your fifth star? They don't want to hear none of that stuff.
Right.
But spring training never gets old to me.
Denny's had a great line that he brings up all the time, is that people ask him in spring training all the time, how does the team look? Which is a hard question to answer because the team is not playing together right now. Parts of the team are out there, but the lineup, the sequence of pitchers that Ned will use during the regular season, that's not how the team is lined up at the moment. This is the one time when the individual performances are more important than the team performances. You can start asking that question beginning in April. How does the team look? Right now, the question is, how do certain players look?
Give that fan a contract, Rhino. But you're right. Tough question to answer at this time of year. We'll find out in Minnesota.
Broken bat. Ibar's been busy today. Flips to Solarte, and that's the inning. The Royals have hit 2 more home runs. Moustakas in the second, and Chesler Cuthbert here in the 6th. Predicted. Nathan Karns had some pitches left in him, but the Royals need to get other guys in the game, so he'll finish in the bullpen. Now, Karns, in his previous start, he gave up 3 runs in the first inning to the Brewers and then finished with 3 scoreless innings. So since his 3-run first against Milwaukee, the Royals starters have allowed 5 earned runs in their last almost 30 innings.
That's been impressive, and that's exactly what Dave Island wants to see. Pitching's 90% of the game, especially from them starters. Go deep. How about that ERA 2.95 for Wood last season, National League?
He has been a starter and a reliever in his career. Exclusively out of the bullpen for the Cubs last year. He was impressive. We broadcast a game last week where he came out of the bullpen and was a strike machine, working quickly. Another nice play by a fan who brought his glove. Solarte, Blash, and Hedges are coming up for the Padres. Two and two.
How about Travis Wood? This is the first time I've been able to see him pitch. He's what Dave told me, a crafty lefty. Okay, know about plenty of those guys. Hits his spots, mid-80s. could touch some low 90s maybe, but fastball, curve, cutter, change. He's a little cutter, slider. Those are his best pitches, and he'll use both sides of the plate with those 2 pitches. He'll carve up righties or lefties. He's not afraid. Goes right at you. Kind of a funky type delivery, straight over the top, you know. And
that is off the fence. Jabari Blash, who has homered 5 times this spring, just missed his 6th. He'll check into second base with a 1-out double.
Well, it didn't take long to hit the wall, did it? Wow, he really bolted that one. He bashed it. Blash with a blast. Unbelievable.
Up comes the catcher, Hector Sanchez. This is Sanchez's first plate appearance. Coming on for Austin Hedges. Hedges was 0 for 2. Two 2-0. It's not real big. 5'11", 180. Travis Wood, born in Little Rock. Two balls and 1 strike. The Cubs very slowly turned Travis Wood into a reliever. First got to the big leagues with the Reds, where he was primarily a starter. Same when he first got to the Cubs. That was a swing. First season with the Cubs, only starts. Second season with the Cubs, only a starter. Third season with the Cubs, only a starter. Then he made 9 starts 2 years ago, and strictly a relief pitcher last year. And 100 innings as a relief pitcher.
Yeah, his career totals to start this year in the majors, 900 innings pitched even. 900. He's got experience. He's in his 7th big league season if you're going on major league service time. And that's what players do. They usually go on that time. Now, media, you know, you see where a guy pitched in the big leagues parts of 2-3 years, you add those on, so it makes it sound like more. People say I played 15 years in the majors. No, I didn't. I got just over 10. Wood, all he cares about is winning. And that's exactly what the Royals want. A guy who's a winner. He can hit his spots.
And he can do just about anything the Royals need him to do. He could start. He can be a long reliever. You mentioned he can get righties out as well as lefties. But if the Royals, in a pinch, need someone to come in to face a lefty, lefties hit 128 against Travis Wood last year. That was 2nd best in the major leagues with as many innings as he threw. 128.
And one thing else I thought you might say, he's going to get a pinch hit opportunity this year. I guarantee it. Ned's going to put him in there. Because he can hit. Yeah, but that's impressive, that 128 average. Ooh, it's a nice little bender.
Yeah, Joe Madden used him at least once, and I think you can find it online. Brought him in to face a lefty, made a pitching change, put him in the outfield to bring in another reliever. 1 ball, 2 strikes, but not taking him out of the game because the batter after that was a lefty, so you can bring him back in to face a lefty. And as fate would have it, the ball was hit to him in left field at Wrigley Field, and he made a great play in the ivy.
Yeah. backed him up into the ivy. I remember. Impressive, but he showed his athleticism in front of the world.
One and two on Spangenberg.
You know, the Glass family did a nice thing by adding those two guys, those two veteran pitchers, Hamill and Wood, who went the same week. They didn't have to do that. Could have given some opportunity to some young, unproven players, but the Royals are a championship caliber team. Salvi, Haas, Moose, Escobar, whoever they put at second is going to work. Gordon, Kane, Soler, or Paulo. I mean, those guys are all world champions. Soler is too.
Yeah, how many guys on the 25-man roster have a World Series ring in the last 2 years?
Exactly. I mean, you know, this is an impressive time. No wonder the fans back home were excited about this Royals baseball team. They should. Good swing.
Moss is back, and that's off the fence. Padres get their first run. Jabari Blash is home on the double by Corey Spangenberg, and it is 6-1.
Nice swing, lefty on lefty here. Fastball, but he stayed inside the ball with his hands, and he drove it. Almost hit it out. Moss played it well off the wall.
And there's Mark McGwire with 583 career home runs, coming over and telling a young player, nice swing. That is 11th all-time, Mark McGwire.
It's a bench coach for Andy Green.
Hitting coach with the Cardinals, hitting coach with the Dodgers, and then I guess moving up on the coaching chain if he wants to manage someday, becoming a bench coach. I would imagine he's still involved with some of the hitting decisions.
You would think.
Yeah. .23 pitches for Travis Wood. He struck out 2 in the inning. He has also allowed 2 doubles. Royals pitchers have struck out 11 Padres today. Nathan Carnes had 9 in 6 scoreless innings. Two and two.
Oh, that pitch there is why lefties don't hit much off it. Big, looks like a big curve to me. Dave was calling it a slider earlier.
Tied him up. Merrifield out in shallow right field. And that's the inning. The Padres get their first run. Wood strikes out 2 in the 7th. For the Royals with a 6-1 lead to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Royals have hit 2 more home runs and a great effort on the mound from Nathan Carnes, who joins us down in the Royals dugout. Nathan, I asked Rex, who has 10 years of Major League experience, I said, what do you think? More pressure or less pressure today, knowing that he's the 5th starter? How did you feel going out there today before your first pitch?
You know, it felt pretty good today. You know, after the past 2 appearances that we went a little rough, you know, we kind of dialed it in this week, and it was nice to kind of put everything back together and have fun out there.
Now, Nathan, I told Ryan, and just my opinion, that, you know, that you might be a little bit tight that first inning. And then when they got you 4 runs, when you went out there again, they go, all the butterflies are gone now. He's going to settle in. And you did. That changeup looked really good. Are you confident with that pitch?
Definitely. We really focused on it today. We really wanted to kind of put the curveball in the back pocket, really get a good feel for the changeup, you know, no matter what count it was, really be able to, you know, rely on it when we need it. But, no, it's coming together nice. And, you know, when you can put it all together and have great defense like I did today, it's fun out there.
Now, Dave Ireland, the pitching coach you're working with, is a 2-time world champion pitching coach. Can you feel it?
Oh, of course. I wish he would wear his rings more often. Kind of, you know, get a little feel for the World Series vibe coming off. But, you know, he's done wonders with me so far, and so far so good.
Mike Moustakas lines out. He is 1 for 4 today. Nathan, we talked about this at FanFest, and we'll talk more about your pitching here in just a moment. But we were going through some oddities in a player's major league career, and you have one at the plate. And your first big league hit was a home run in a 1-0 game, right?
Yeah, how about that?
And it stood the whole game.
You know, I wish I would have stayed in the whole game. I came out of the 5th. I felt kind of wimpy, but you know, the bullpen came there and locked it down for me, and you know, got me. That didn't feel good. Yeah. But yeah, they got me the W, and you know, put me in put me in the books, I guess you could say.
Well, go ahead, Hud. Tell
right.
his pitching coach's claim to fame.
Speaking of the books, are you aware that Dave Ireland, your pitching coach who we talked about earlier, is the only player in Major League history to give up a home run, his first batter he ever faced in the majors, and his first time as a hitter went deep?
How about that?
Did you know that?
Not even close. I had no idea. That is impressive.
You'll have to ask him about that. You know, every year I brag about it at least once or twice, because why not? When you're the only guy in this profession that's been here for 150 years, I mean, that's something.
Yeah, not many people can say they're the only guy in MLB history to have something done.
To do anything like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, that's just impressive. I think he's probably fired up after that first home run.
Can you hang around for another half inning?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, great. Chatting with Nathan Carnes down in the Royals dugout. Royals have a 6-1 lead at the end of 7. Kelvin Herrera will take over in the top of the 8th inning. Royals lead 6-1. And a couple more minutes with Nathan Carnes, who's down in the Royals dugout. Nathan today 6 innings, 4 hits, no walks, and 9 strikeouts in his first start since being named the Royals' number 5 starter. How much, Nathan, today was, as pitchers say so often in spring training, getting their work in versus were you really trying to get hitters out and preparing for your first regular season start?
You know, I was trying to go after it like it was a normal game. You know, we had some things we wanted to establish in there, but you know, once we kind of got it going, it was just kind of, you know, me and Drew got on the same page, and we worked well together today. And you know, that's something I wanted to get under my belt before the season started.
Now, Dave Island was talking about the importance of you trusting your stuff and the fact that you haven't used your changeup all that much in your career. How are you feeling with all 3 of your pitches?
I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like I've been missing out, not throwing this changeup as long as I've waited to commit to it. So, you know, once you know, I finally got some confidence in it, and I'm able to repeat it, and you know, mix it in at any count, and you know, it's starting to show its true colors as a weapon for me.
Is this a changeup? There's a base hit to left field for Cordoba. So the Padres have their leadoff man on. Is this a changeup you used before, Nathan, or is this a tweaked changeup since joining the Royals?
It's I would say it's pretty much the same grip, just tweaked a little bit. You know, I just kind of rotated a little bit more in my hand, try to get to 2-seam changeup instead of being strictly behind the horseshoes. I kind of tilted in my hand and bring the thumb closer to the ring finger side of the ball, but. You know, I have a good feel for it, and you know, I'm trusting it, and it's working out great for me right now, and I'm excited to see what it does for the rest of the season.
What do you feel about the camaraderie in the team and all these guys, these world champion players who love each other, basically? Can you feel the brotherhood?
Definitely. I mean, these guys have been together for a long time, and to kind of hop in the middle of camp with these guys and kind of see how they interact, and you know, the stories they tell. I mean, they're definitely invested in one another, and it's nice to have that in the clubhouse and have the leaders kind of establish that type of mentality from top to bottom, and you just kind of fall in line and you just enjoy it.
Well, that's a good one to end on. Great job today, and we'll let you get back to your routine, and thanks for spending a little extra time with us.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Way to go, Nate.
Nathan Carnes, great day. 6 innings, 9 strikeouts. Kelvin Herrera has given up a couple of singles in the top of the 8th inning.
So do you think that Herrera has any adrenaline going through him right now in this game?
I would think not the same as the regular season. I mean, this is not the 9th inning with the game on the line. He might still be in getting his work in mode.
I would agree with that. Carnes turned it up a little bit, though. That's a good question.
Yeah, well, he said, I mean, that because Monty and I were talking about that, you know, with about 2 weeks to go, 10 days to go ish, that things change. It's not getting loose, getting your work in, working on pitches. Now it's okay, let's get some guys out. Let's start pitching to guys like this is a regular season game.
How was Monty? I miss Monty.
He was good.
I didn't see him all winter.
Yeah.
He was out in his winter home. Good.
This is Edwin Moreno. That was Edwin Moreno. Herrera hits him with a changeup. So Carnes 6 scoreless innings. Travis Wood allowed 1 run in 1 inning. And now Herrera in the 8th. And pitching to Eric Ibar. 0 for 3 today. And put the ball in play in the 4th inning, which resulted in the best defensive play of the game, a 3-6-3 double play, which started and ended with Chesler Cuthbert. Chesler gauging the sun, which is peeking in and out of the clouds. Going back to last year and some of the positive takeaways in a .500 season, you could include Kelvin Herrera. It was disappointing that Wade Davis had to go on the disabled list a couple of times, but Kelvin had a stretch where he wasn't just getting a rare save opportunity here or there. He had some stretches where he was the closer. Finished with 12 saves.
The evolution that Ned Yost has brought Herrera along with has been really good. It's not like they didn't throw him in when he wasn't ready. They've eased him in. They always known he's had the ability to have those two weapons. He's got two of the greatest pitches a closer would want to have.
Runners go, and that's through the right side. So Cordova scores. Torrens goes to third, and Ibar makes it a 6-2 game.
And Ibar was kind of sitting on that change up there. That's exactly what Herrera threw. Stayed up a little bit. He found a hole. But, you know, Herrera was mentored by two excellent closers, two World Series caliber pitchers. Greg Holland, Wade Davis. Can't ask for any more than that.
And here is Dusty Coleman, a one-time Royal.
I'll never forget his debut last year.
And neither will he. That would have been 2 years ago.
2 years ago, my bad. The years are piling up now, Rhino.
2015.
His Major League debut. He was a pinch runner. Game was on the line.
Padres trying a double steal, and the Royals take care of that. So Torrens is out at the plate. That's DJ Burt, minor leaguer playing at second base, getting it back to Butera. Good execution by the Royals defense.
Better believe it. The Royals were working on this before the game today on the backfields. Double steals, first and third. What are you going to do? Burt, look at this throw. I mean, that is on the money. Third base side of the plate, get him every time. He had a lot on it, too.
So Ibar to second. He does not get a stolen base.
Good play.
1-2 on Dusty Coleman, the former Wichita State Shocker.
We're not going to bring that play up.
Well, you already did. I mean, you know.
He locked up. Sacrifice fly, winning run. Ninth inning, was it, or was it extra innings?
No, it would have been a walk-off.
Okay.
Ninth inning, came about halfway down the line.
Important game, and just in time as the inning's over.
By the way, the Royals ended up winning that game in the 10th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning. Royals lead 6-2 against the San Diego Padres. We'll see the Padres during the regular season. You can cheer on Alex Gordon on Thursdays in his special fan section, Gordo Nation. For only $35, you get a seat in left field a limited edition Charlie Hustle brand t-shirt, and an Alex Gordon big head. So join your fellow fans for this fun experience supporting Alex Gordon. For tickets, Royals.com/theme tickets. Brad Hand is the new Padres pitcher number 7 today. And the Royals are going to send up Billy Burns, who will bat for the first time. Chesler Cuthbert. And then Whit Merrifield is the scheduled hitter. Low to Billy Burns. One ball, one strike. Today's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Ryan Lefevre, Rex Hudler in Surprise, Arizona, with director Steve Kurtenbach and our producer Gavin Bodell. 1-2, Billy Burns against Brad Hand. Hit hard and caught at short. And that's Dusty Coleman taking over at shortstop for Eric Ibar.
That's a nice swing. I don't see Burns very much from the right side of the plate. It's a good handsy type swing.
Chesler Cuthbert, a double, a home run, 2 runs scored and 3 driven in. Double was up the left field line. The home run cleared the Royals bullpen in left field. One ball, one strike. And perhaps the best defensive play of the game.
I totally agree. Look at this, one hopper. He showed some hops, speaking of hops, and look at that. Good strong throw, and he finished it with the splits with a smile. Nicely done.
There are many men who can do the splits, intentional or otherwise, but it's a good sign if they're smiling when they go into the splits.
That's right. Especially when they get up.
Pounded foul, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Royals have hit 35 home runs this spring. Only the Brewers have hit more here in Arizona, and they have now homered in 14 consecutive games. Two and two with 1 out. That got him on the foot. And on part of the shoe where there's no protection, right on the top of the foot. Kenny out there to make sure he's all right. That might cost him a toenail.
Might. see how it got him and if it bounced first. Who knows? Got him right on the big toe.
So Chess is on with one out. I said Merrifield. It's DJ Burt coming up. DJ just made a nice play on defense last half inning. Royals knocked down a potential Padres double steal. Coleman flips to second one. And no double play. DJ Burt getting up the line. 2 down.
Well, Chesler's okay. Have to run that off. Burt was showing some speed.
Royals have had 4 guys hit today. Orlando, Perez in the first. They're fine. Alex in the 7th. That probably hurt the baseball more than it did him.
Exactly.
Now Cuthbert in the 8th. Here's Humberto Arteaga. Took over at shortstop last half inning.
Now the young kid Burt that's out there on first base right now, he looks like a young Eric Ibar. Shortstop for the Padres this afternoon. Speedy, good hands. Looks like a scrappy player.
Monty said when he was here last year as a guest instructor, just kind of walked around the minor league fields and was just watching the minor leaguers go through their routines, that there were a couple of guys that really stood out for him. I mean, there were several guys, but 2 guys that really jumped out and made an impression on him. One was Josh Staumont,
a hard thrower.
Yep. And the other was DJ Burt. He remembered DJ Burt when he came into a game the other day. Dewan Jamarcus Norman Burt. DJ Burt out of North Carolina. Played at Class A Lexington last year. Stole 43 bases. Royals' 4th round pick 3 years ago.
Yeah, you know what? I can just tell by watching him and just a little bit of. I've seen him here. That nice little catch and throw. You know what that reminds me of? Tim Wallach was an excellent third baseman in his day for the Dodgers, Expos, and I used to be a teammate with him on 2 teams, and we would do our infield practice, and he would say, "Okay, this is a round we're going to do rid and troll. You know, I'm going to get rid of it with some petrol on it. Troll, rid and troll." That was how he abbreviated the 2 words. And Burt showed me some rid and troll on that throw down to second base. He caught it, got rid of it with some petrol on it. Little rid and troll from Burt right there.
That sounds like something you would use if you're having problems with trolls in your basement or your backyard.
Or some kind of bug
sprinkle
spray.
some ridden troll in the backyard.
No, it's just a game that we played amongst ourselves out there in the field. But he got rid of it with some petrol on it. 43 bags in a season, in a short season, is pretty good.
Still 3-2 on Arteaga.
Bip Roberts. Look, it's got a little Eric Young in him.
Which one?
Senior. Young. A lot leaner.
That's the inning. 6-2 Royals to the top of the 9th in surprise. 6, Padres 2 to the 9th inning. Our producer, Gavin Bodell, has been wanting to get this in each of his last 3 games, and this is his last spring training game today.
And he just had to throw that in there.
Would you eat that?
Well, you know I would.
Okay, but what if that looks like a donut and some bacon.
Well, I'm gonna say funnel cake, and then there's some powdered sugar. Is that powdered sugar on it?
I hope so.
Okay, looks like could be some cheese on there too. I mean, that thing at the top.
Is that a jalapeno popper?
It looks like one. Now, I first thought it looked like a nugget, some kind of a chicken nugget. But that's if that is a jalapeno popper, that looks delicious.
So you would eat that?
Not the whole thing. I'll take a bite of it and taste it.
Okay.
That's not going to.
And how far would you allow yourself to get from a bathroom?
Strong stomach, man. I've eaten a lot worse than that. It looks good though, but I don't think I can stomach all of it.
Mike Minor will pitch the 9th inning,
and that is going to be for sale at the K this year, right?
That is?
Yes. That's not just a little prop there. That's at the K this summer. There'll be some folks out there that are going to, we're just previewing that. They're going to want to eat that. I don't know what they call it, though.
Yeah, I want to know the name of that thing.
We got it.
Is the word death any part of the name of that item?
Cholesterol.
Yeah, the Death Burger. The Grim Reaper.
They got to have a name. We'll come up with it.
This is Tony Cruz. Spent some time with the Royals last year against Mike Minor. Minor has pitched 9 innings and has allowed 1 run, 7 strikeouts, 8 strikeouts. And it's been a big strikeout day for the Royals. That's 14. Nathan Karn struck out 9 in his 6 innings. Travis Wood struck out 2. Kelvin Herrera struck out 2, and now Minor strikes out his first. The pulled pork patty melt. So there's pulled pork in that as well. Pulled pork patty melt, and it has been confirmed that was a jalapeno popper on the top of it.
Okay.
And you get some sort of a wooden pitchfork through the middle.
Give us the name one more time.
Pulled pork patty melt.
Okay. All right. There's some cheese on it. Bacon.
So pulled pork, bacon, cheese. You think funnel cake with powdered sugar and a jalapeno popper.
Bring it on.
If you really, really hate your body, if you are mad at your body has done something to you, and you are looking for a way to get back at your body, and thankfully there are dozens of added restrooms at Kauffman Stadium since the renovation in 09. You go get yourself a pulled pork patty melt.
Popper makes it. I don't know. I haven't tasted it. Possibly a defibrillator. Starting
Terrence
back.
Gore and Billy Burns. Burns makes the play. I'm not sure that was the kind of promotion the Royals were looking for the brand new pulled pork patty melt.
Well, we gave it to them. And I think there's a lot of people out there going to be excited about that now. There's a fine array of assortment of collectibles, including the Diet Coke.
Is that let's see, that's a Willie Wilson, right? Is that the Salvi Splash one? And did someone break the Mike Moustakas one and put it in a jar?
Looks like it.
I think that's what it was.
Good call.
So 2 down in the 9th inning. Good changeup from Mike Minor. First full season for Mike Minor. He hopes, coming back from shoulder surgery a couple of years ago. 0-2. Nick Schultz. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Those two guys pretty happy about today. Dave Island with the Royals pitching so far, giving up just 2 runs. They have struck out 14, and Ned Yost saying the Royals are going to hit more home runs this year. Royals were last in the league in home runs last season. They have 2 today, 35 in spring training, and it's a 15 strikeout day for the Royals pitching staff, as Mike Minor has given up just 1 run in 10 spring training innings. And the Royals defeat the San Diego Padres today 6-2.
Certainly a good look. Had a little bit of power, a little bit of speed mixed in there, and some outstanding pitching from Nathan Carnes. Rhino, I'm pumped to be back with you, buddy.
Likewise, Hud, and I'll see you again on Saturday.
Okay.
Make sure you show up on Saturday.
I will.
The Royals and the Brewers. Coverage begins at 3 o'clock. For producer Gavin Bodell, director Steve Kurtenbach, and for Rex Hudler, this is Ryan Lefevre. Royals beat the Padres in surprise. Final score 6-2.